Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Rewild My Bio podcast. I'm your host, Sean Slade, and today my guest is Tyler Bryden, a friend of mine and a hardworking young entrepreneur, marketer, and software developer who owns two businesses. One, SixFive Interactive, which is a digital marketing firm based out of London and Toronto, Ontario. And Tyler is also the founder and CEO of SpeakAI Inc, which is the company behind Speak. That's an app that allows you to transcribe audio and video conversations into text and identify keywords, themes, people, tones, so much more. It's actually the software that I am using to transcribe this podcast into the show notes, and it is also the software that I am using for my research, for my interviews in my research for my PhD. So as you'll find out here today, I met Tyler back at the Propel Entrepreneurship Centre at Western University in London, Ontario, through the sales incubator, through a startup sales incubator in the class of 2016. And since then, I've had the pleasure of developing a friendship with Tyler as we had embarked on an adventure to Burning Man in 2019. So it's going to be a fun podcast here today. We got together right before the holidays, actually, so we were enjoying some festive food and beverages. And it was great because we have a lot of common interests, Tyler and I. He is a fellow mental health advocate, as well as a community-focused social entrepreneur. And he is also a explorer of human consciousness. And in my opinion, he is a bad boy lifestyle entrepreneur for real. Despite him being such a techie, he truly does embody the rewilding mindset. And he does, as you'll find out in this episode, have deep roots in nature. So what we're going to talk about today, a lot of really cool stuff. Tyler actually kind of jumps right into the co-host role, as I hope to have Tyler back to talk more about this very topic of things of artificial intelligence, technology, and rewilding, the whole paradox between it, the paradox of, podcasting to rewild. We talk about that here in this episode. I'm just grateful for Tyler's knowledge, his patience, teaching me the ropes of how to launch a podcast. And today we discuss just that. How to get your message out in a day where everyone is, fighting for your attention. Your attention's being bought and sold without us even knowing, right? All the more reason I feel like to increase the bandwidth on the idea of rewilding and putting that out there into the ethers and, encouraging folks to disconnect and how to disconnect, how to be in nature, how to reconnect with those wild parts of our soul. That's what we're here to do. So I was happy to have Tyler here to talk about all this cool stuff. I'm happy to have him as part of my network in order to even launch this podcast. It's interesting to think that, we think that we're Google's customers when in actuality, we're actually their product. They sell our attention to people who are advertising on their platforms, right? So Tyler actually asked me, he asked if technology, if I think it's good or bad. And, he asked the same thing. We kind of got into AI, and I think we skimmed over the subject just because it was above my pay grade, given the fact that we were enjoying ourselves over the holidays. But I'm definitely going to have him back to get more deep into that very question, right? Is technology good or bad? I do like my answer here in the episode. So, but obviously apps and ads that are created to distract us and keep us on their platform and exploit, the neurotic human nature we evolved with. I don't think that it's a good thing. So, that use of tech actually makes me want to move off grid. So I think we did a good job kind of just diving into that. And we were really excited to put this one together overall because it was a long time coming. Tyler has been helping me for some time getting this all up and running. Again, it was right before the holidays. So we definitely enjoyed ourselves. We got into the topic of Burning Man, which you'll see I made it sound like Burning Man is a living nightmare, and that is not true. It very much, I think, comes down to what you bring into Burning Man. And for me, I was just coming off a 2-year pilgrimage where I had actually lived in an RV, right? And the RV that we had for Burning Man was literally the same layout, identical RV to the one that I had been essentially living in for some time. So I think for me, it was, I felt right at home, just different elements in the desert. Whereas Tyler, he had never been on such a pilgrimage before. So it was all, every kind of bump in the road, you feel a little bit different, I think. So I think that's really neat because Burning Man, not living hell. I think we skimmed over it a bit today. So who knows? We might talk about it again. Heck, we might even go again. So we will see. But we had a lot of fun putting this one together. So without any further ado, I give to you the episode with Tyler Bryden. Welcome to Rewild My Bio, a self-help and alternative health podcast. I'm your host, Sean Slade. Join me as I share stories, science, and strategies to help you rewild your biology and redefine your biography.